Hey guys, it's your boy Pat. Welcome back to the Christmas week show of the Hollow Down Cigar Lounge. Thought we'd bring y'all some fun entertainment and another good smoke this week as we bring in your Christmas show, your Christmas week. Of course, we got some friends with us this time, so we are bringing in two of your home G buddies. This time we have Chad and, well, they're supposed to be Justin.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Got Chad, so Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Chad.
Ho ho Havana!
Oh,
Okay, now we know where Justin was at.
Deck the halls with bales of tobacco.
Bruh. Should have known better when the chair was empty.
It's the Christmas episode. I had to.
It's
expect nothing less.
I should have expected nothing less after the pirate debacle earlier this year. So Merry Christmas, Justin. Now, Merry Christmas, Chad.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, gentlemen.
Well, I wore this shirt a couple years ago on the show. I felt like it was good to circle it back around because I'm a night shifter. So as I slide up, this is Barely Awake.
I like it.
Seems to be my motto most of my life. So
yeah, I heard that.
I figured why the hell not bring it back on the show again. It's been a couple years, I think. I think it was the first Christmas show that I pulled it out on. So have a little bit of cheer. Figured do that instead of the Christmas sweaters. But
And Chad, what's your hat about?
All right. This is my. I'm whitewashed here. Let me turn this down. Peanuts.
There you go.
Snoop Doggy Dog.
$1.49 at the Dollar Tree.
There you go. Very festive.
So
Dollar Tree has some of the best decorative random crap ever.
Yep, they do.
That's the best place for stocking stuffers.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you guys. I was there getting stocking stuffers, and I knew you'd chastise me if I didn't show up with a hat or something. So, there you go.
We're smoking a cigar today that I'm hoping is going to be as good as it's lived up to its hype. Actually, yeah, I'll let Chad pop up here. So this is the Avo Heritage. You'll get a little bit of variances today because Chad and I are both smoking a Robusto and Justin is pulling up a Toro. So curious to see if that gives us any flavor or draw differences, or if this is one that it's just a smoke time difference. So what do y'all say we light these up and see how things go for Christmas?
This one also has a very floral note to the outside of it.
Yep, I didn't recognize that when I first pulled it out.
I've not smoked one of these, so this will be my first time.
Same here.
So I've smoked some Avos. I know I smoke a lot. So if I have smoked the Heritage, I don't recall it. I would have to go back to my notes. So if I have, I may have only smoked it once because I don't remember. I don't have any opinions or initial impressions about it. What I can tell you is that, as expected from an Avo blend, the packing is well done. Construction and firmness before light feels good. And it just looks good. So
that cold draw is nice.
Light up and
I didn't cold draw it. Darn it.
I didn't either.
Forgot. I was too excited.
I don't always do cold draw. I know Justin likes to do it. I do it sometimes.
I do if I remember, but it's just I'm always so excited to get the damn stick lit that can't wait.
I only do it on new sticks.
Good. I almost want to say a chalky initial feel. I guess it's best part of the show.
I agree with that. That's the same thing I got. My first hit was like chalky, Chalky taste.
Yep, same here.
Not bad, not bad, but it was the texture of the smoke was
Yeah,
chalky.
the texture's chalky, like dusty, but not dirty dusty. Just kind of
Yeah, it's different.
Well, the jumping over to Cigars International to give you guys a couple notes does say that the intensity, which this surprises me, is listed as a 5 out of 5. It's got an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper coming out of the Dominican Republic. The binder and fillers are all Dominican. Should recognize notes, several complex flavors, a creamy core with some notes of toast and cocoa with a touch of sweet cedar with subtle spices on the finish.
It didn't say anything about chalk.
It does not. It does not. There's one comment here from a reviewer that says it started out a bit papery and then warms into smooth, leathery sweetness. So maybe that's their rendition of what we're recognizing as chalky. But other than that, there's no link to that.
Justin, did you retro it after the first few hits?
Doing it right now.
I got a little white pepper.
Agreed. Just did first retro.
Just a touch.
Yeah, definitely white pepper. Leather. I wouldn't say it's woody. Maybe like oak, like charred oak or something. You know?
Yeah. I know I've said this before, but I recognize the wood tones. But you know what? I've got some Deanson's Virgin Oak Scotch. I'm curious to see if that pulls out your oak.
Tell us
Let's
what you
see.
got.
Oh, 100%.
Now, is Deanston's the one that you get at CI that you liked so much?
Yeah, well, that was the one
of the
from.
ones?
That's the one that I learned at Cigar Fest the first time I met Justin.
Yeah.
I've been
Great
able
stuff.
to get it at a couple places since, but that's where I learned about it. Yeah,
I remember you
And-
talking about that on one of the shows.
and it seems to be, and I know it can help pull things out, but I didn't taste the oak without it. But oak barrel Scotch, it was enough to help me pull that out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm getting earth, oak, and I want to say at the very end a slight cinnamon.
I get some sort of sweetness. Not sure what it is yet.
I think
Well, how's it feel? Go
ever
ahead.
since Chad had that note, molasses comes to mind.
Molasses is one I can pull out every once in a while. It gets that like darker, thicker sweetness.
Yeah,
You know, I can pull that one out from time to time. I can pull out a cinnamon note from time to time. Past that, I usually can just kind of reference something sweet or savory, kind of more generic. Those two. I'm starting to learn to pull out nutmeg notes from, y'all pointing it out a few times. I'm starting to, 15 years later, starting to finally pull that one out.
smoke a Olivia Series V. That's like all nutmeg. That's a
Really?
good
I
cigar.
smoked that one a lot. I wouldn't.
The Melania or just
Now,
the
is
standard
it-
V?
Just the regular Series V.
Standard V?
Yeah.
Well, I
That
do
was-
smoke. I
Go
do
ahead.
smoke the Bolaños more than the standard V's, but I still smoke it pretty regularly.
Yeah, the Melanios are much more smoother. They have a
More
creamier,
chocolatey too.
Yeah, more chocolatey, more cinnamon rather than nutmeg.
I don't know that I've ever smoked a standard V. I smoked a lot of the Melanios though.
Well, now
I
I know
think-
what to send you on our next trade.
Right?
I've smoked that 135 too, and I think that's more. That's a little more taste I think in the same realm as the Milanios as
So
far as the blending.
the 135th anniversary, that was the first cigar I ever got a strong raisin note from, and it was absolutely amazing. It was
No, yeah,
really
I
good.
agree with that. It
Yeah,
does
that
have like the
raisin note,
or
I was like smoking. I just literally had
dates.
to look at it like, what in the world? Like that is straight up raisin bran.
Yeah,
And this is why we like to talk about cigars, because I've had that cigar and I would have not thought about that note as being a raisin.
Yeah.
You're onto something.
I do
Well,
like this texture of the smoke is different,
it is different.
but it's weirdly different but good. Like I'm enjoying. I'm not even getting to notes yet because I'm still just like my mouth is enjoying the texture of this smoke. It's different.
Like I'm sitting here, and I'll see when I edit this if I'm doing what I feel like, that I keep staring at this almost like I'm in admiration because I'm trying to figure out what to say. It's a positive thought, it's a positive feeling, but I'm not finding words because that texture, it's, you a lot of times get the silky smooth and you're not. It's nothing bad about it. I don't want it to be perceived that this is a bad comment, but it is chalky, like
It's different.
borderline gritty, but not in a bad way.
It's veiny, and it's like in a good way. It's like holding on to a piece of wood, like a smooth piece of wood. That's how I describe it. That is as far as the texture of the cigar.
Yeah, because you can even feel, even on the smooth part, like right there, where there's, I don't know if you can see that, where there's no vein on that side, but it's still got kind of a texture to it. Yeah, that's a good shot right there. It's still got a texture to it that does feel kind of grainy.
Mine's cool. It's got like a vein right down the center. See if I can hold it. See that?
Yep.
Oh
yeah.
Yep.
It's like right down the center of the cigar, right down the center of the band. That's why
I've got one
like a branch from a tree.
So it's interesting because the feel of it is different, and it's still a Habano wrapper. It's one that we've smoked several times, but it's, I don't know if it's part of their aging process is different or their curing process or anything, but it feels a little different. And the Avos are, you expect good construction, good feel. They are, made for Davidoff and sold with Davidoff. You go to a Davidoff retailer, you're almost always going to find Avos usually on the Davidoff shelf. That's part of the family. So I would expect nothing less than solid construction. So if you want Davidoff construction quality without going to the Davidoff prices, you pull in this world, they're, kind of that one bracket touch underneath them. But that's interesting. I can't wrap my head around the texture feel. Like that's, I know we usually talk about flavor notes, but that's a very interesting thing that you don't see a lot.
Yeah, I'm still, like I said, every time I take a drag, I'm focused on the texture of the smoke and not the notes.
Agreed.
Because it's so different.
Yeah,
it's very elegant too. Like it's
very elegant. That's a good word. It is very, and Jesus, I mean, I'm half an inch in, but that burn line is perfect.
Yep. Yeah, the drawn is amazing.
What cuts did y'all do on y'all's? I just did a standard straight cut this time.
Yep,
Same.
Straight.
Same?
Yep,
okay.
Straight.
Just chop the top off.
Yep. I almost did a V cut, but I figured I'd just do a straight cut. I'm kind of glad I did.
I almost did a V cut because I never do a V cut on the show, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stick with my straight because every time I smoke a new cigar, I take after Steve Saka's recommendation to do a straight cut because you get more draw and you get more flavor.
Yep. There's guys that swear by that.
Right.
When you cut it with a V, that it changes. I don't know that I've ever seen that or felt that, but there's guys out there a lot smarter than me that make that statement, like Steve Saka. And
So I
I'm not
do
going to
like
argue with him.
I do like the feel of a V cut. There's a I don't think it's as drastic as perceived. I've even talked about, that there's I'm going to use the word science, but I don't want to go that far, where people have tested and it allegedly kind of cones your airflow and makes it cross just enough. I can't say that I recognize that, but I do recognize there's a little bit different airflow that comes through.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it technically changes much on the flavor. I think it's more just a personal preference on how the draw comes in. Like if you have a cigar that you think is a little too airy, by all means, next time do a V cut. It'll tighten it up just a touch. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's a super massive difference. But
Yeah. The thing I find, like, sometimes I get carried away and I'm be a slobbery smoker. When you do a V cut, you tend to not, get the end so wet. Like if you're one of those guys that you look down and your cigar's all wet, you do straight cut. Sometimes you have to recut to make sure you're not plugging up your own, burn.
right,
A V cut kind of avoids some of that.
it does. I don't feel like I have as many of those issues as well. That's a good point.
I don't know why this bothers me so much, but like whenever I see like a bunch of slobber on somebody's cigar, I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, it's just gross, and it like to me it's like deteriorating the tobacco, and by the end of it, you're just putting a wet mop in your mouth, basically.
I
Yeah.
see the ones the guys post and they're all chewed on, like they got teeth marks all over them. And I think that's maybe what you're getting at, Justin. They look.
Oh, I invited a
The
guy that
snarl.
doesn't smoke cigars to the cigar lounge. I was like, hey man, come with me. He's like, yeah, I don't smoke cigars, but I'll go up there with you and chew on a cigar with you. And I was like, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is an
Find
old
somebody
school
else.
thing. There's one of my good friend's grandfather always. Now he smoked them, but he always had one in his mouth, and if he wasn't smoking it, he was chewing it. I worked with the guy at a dealership about 10 years ago. Same thing. Always chewing on a cigar. Like, that's. It's something I never did, but there's a big pull for that. Some guys will literally just chew on the cigars. Like, they'd get the shorter ones because they may not smoke them, but they're going to chew on it all day long. And it's a thing that's there. It's not my thing, but
It's not lit. Like they do this when it's unlit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, you do have, chewing tobacco old school, but it was, different than just pulling out a cigar. But I've known several people that, and it's not as common anymore as I don't think, but there's a big thing about literally just chewing on the cigars.
I mean, I guess you could get the buzz from the saliva and the nicotine because you're chewing on it, and that's going into your gums. So I guess I kind of get the feeling you would get.
It's a thing. It's just not my thing.
I see a lot of golfers doing it too, but that's more like because they're grabbing it.
Mhm.
Golf.
Yeah, I think
Well,
them. It's
I've
the whole
been
thing.
there. It's probably the worst I ever treat a cigar is on the golf course.
Didn't you get one of the clip-on holders to help at times too?
I had a clip-on one, and then my brother got me the one off of Amazon. It's like a little rubber ring, and it has these little knobs or nodes on the inside, so it takes different ring gauges, and you just slip it up in there, and it has a magnet on the back, and you just slap the magnet against the cart, and it holds your cigar. What is that thing called? Stogie? Oh, crud. I'll try to remember, but Stogie Sleeve.
I have one.
It's called Stogie Sleeve, and you can get them
That's
on
right,
Amazon.
yeah.
It is awesome.
I forget the one that I have. It clips on your hat bill, and one side is magnet. It's two pieces. Each inside has a magnet that sticks together. One has a clip that goes around the bill. The other one has a clip that goes around the cigar. I posted it in Cigars Daily a long time ago saying, hey, this is good. This is what I use to mow the yard or go fishing. And it'll literally clip just like right here, like a headlight. And you can shake it and it don't come off. And then you can just pull off the magnet, smoke, and then it'll snap back on and it'll stay right there. But when you do that, you have to be careful because you'll be doing something. You'll try to reach up for it and you could ash yourself or burn yourself reaching for it.
Burn your hand.
You got to go from the side and then pick it up rather than just go like this.
Right.
Yeah,
Guess
so
I haven't
that's
seen
why I
that one.
like that Stogie sleeve, because the old clip I had, you probably guys have probably seen them. It goes on the golf cart, and then it looks like a
Yeah,
hair
I've seen
clip,
that one.
right? So you
Hmm.
have to like pinch it, take your cigar out, pinch it, put your cigar back in, and then ring gauge was an issue sometimes with those. But with this new one, you put your cigar in it, and you never have. You just leave it on there and smoke it, slap it on there, pull it off.
Do you
You
know
leave it on
what
there the
ring
whole time.
gauges? Do you know what ring gauges it will work with that
Um,
before it gets
I
like too loose?
I don't know. You'd have to look them up, and I'm not sure that they don't even make them in different sizes. You know, like
Okay.
a 38 to a 46. I'm not sure, but the one I have fits the sizes that I smoke most. You know, Toros, and so I would say the one I have would probably do from a mid 40s to a mid 50s pretty easily. But I'm not
That's
sure. I don't know if it'd take a 60 because that's
Let's see here.
that's how mine is. I think it's called the Gar clip or cigar clip or something like that, and it will take like maybe a 54, maybe a 56 at the most, but it's like
but not
solid
a
50 ring
60.
gauge. No, definitely not. Well, it could. It'll stretch, but it'll pinch the tobacco. Now you
Mm.
could probably heat it up with some like a lighter and kind of stretch the plastic, but then you're kind of messing up the structural integrity of the accessory.
So I jumped over to Google. It is on Amazon, but on their own website, which is stogiesleeve.com, it says right now they just have the original, which is engineered to fit cigar ring sizes from 48 to 54 ring gauge.
Yeah.
Says
Sounds
be on
right.
the lookout for future versions fitting smaller and larger. So I guess they're working on different sizes, but right now it's just basically your Toros.
You
Get a
should.
video of this
Corona de Toro,
ash.
Robusto.
Look at
Oh,
that. That is beautiful.
that
Yeah, mine
is
is stacked just like that
Stack.
too.
Oh wait. Oh, there we go. Stacking
oh
dimes.
that
You should
if
send them
there,
an
there it
email,
is.
Pat, and tell them they should call that new Stogie sleeve the Pat.
Facts.
Yeah, mine is the same way. I haven't ashed yet.
Nice.
I'm trying to see how far we're gonna get on this one for a Robusto that it seems like we're all getting good initial ash runs here.
I'm gonna go
Uh,
ahead and ash because I don't want my nice Santa suit to smell like
Catch on
ash
fire.
or catch on fire.
That part. I know I'm usually careful leaning over the laptop here, but I really want to see how far this is going to go. If
I
it
do too.
on,
That's why normally I'm the first guy to ash, but I
because
want to
Oh,
see
it's
how far it'll go.
I got a transition. It went from cinnamon to nutmeg now, and like a nutty flavor, nutty and earth, like oh, it reminds me of like a Brazil nut. You know how Brazil nuts are nutty, but they kind of
It
taste
almost
like
tastes
dirt
dirty
at
at
the
the
same time.
same time.
That's
Yeah.
exact. Brazil nut and nutmeg is what I get,
and I really do like Brazil nuts. So
and they're great
It's
for you.
just so hard to get open.
right,
Need a sledgehammer.
right,
These
well
things are just
protected goods inside.
crazy.
I just buy the unshelled ones, save
Mm.
time.
Definitely need a nutcracker for Christmas time. That's for sure.
Well, if you just ask Santa, I might bring you one.
You guys gotten all your Christmas shopping done?
Yeah, mostly.
Barely snuck it in.
We got
Barely.
the kids. We got the kids taken care of. I still got to take care of the wife.
So what you mean is that Melissa took care of the kids and you still haven't done any shopping.
That's right.
Call it like it is,
Yep.
Yeah, my wife handles all that too with the kids, and
Yeah.
she's like, "Well, should we get them?" I'm like, "Well, whatever." She's like, "I'll get them this." I'm like, "Okay, cool." I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even.
My wife does the same thing. I've been going on Facebook Market pickups left and right.
Mm.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out, as this show is coming out, still trying to figure out when we're getting the family together because she works Christmas Eve, I work Christmas Day, and then the rest of the week is kind of, back and forth. So, and then, actually, shout out because if you were an early friend of this show, I'm actually going to Johnny Bravo's wedding this coming weekend. So, my weekend is going to be busy too, so we're going to sneak it in somewhere this week. Figure it out.
He's finally taking the plunge, huh?
He is, and I was lucky enough to know his bride a little bit before him, barely. Um, I'm happy. I'll just say that I'm very happy for the man. So they worked very well together. So
How old is he?
um, he's he's right at I'm horrible with birthdays. That's why I've asked both of y'all like 20 damn times because I never can remember anything.
I just assumed he's way younger than you.
He is. He's if he's not a full 10 years, he's getting close. But
That's what I was going to
we
guess, 26, 27, something like that.
are in that ballpark, and we met in the police academy, and age didn't matter. We got along very well, and does not act like a lot of his age. I'll leave it at that. But very good dude. So, and we actually talked a matter of days ago, trying to get him to come back on the show, whether it's just me and him or pulling him in with us. And he's been pulling a lot of extra shifts pre-wedding and pre getting into their house and all this stuff. So I can't blame him for taking a lot of extra work shifts, but he has had almost no free time for anything.
I like the transition that happened. In the beginning, it was that chalky smoke,
Yep.
with oak and cinnamon, and then now it's transitioned to what I said before was Brazil nuts and nutmeg.
It's still a little bit chalky for me, but I feel like it's super gradually tapering off into more
Me
like
too.
a leathery, woody type draw that we get more often.
Mm-hmm.
Still just
That's probably
freaking.
because of the Robusto versus the Toro, and you two were smoking Robustos, right?
It could be.
Yeah. No, but the
What?
chalk is backed off on yours too, right? Is it
Yeah,
transition justice?
on mine and James. That's what
Yep.
James just said. What ring gauge is y'all's Robusto?
I bet you it's a 50 if I had to guess.
I still got the cello over here. Let's see if it says on. No, it just says a rooster. Let me check because I got this
Here we
pulled up.
check.
I want to say it's a 50, I think, but let me double check.
Is this how you measure it, Justin, right here? It's a 50.
Let's see. It's on my canine or on my second tooth. Let's see. Canine's a 50. It's on the front tooth. It's a 52. You know what I mean? No, it's 4.9 by 50 on the Robusto.
What's the Toro? Is it 50 or is it 52?
6 by 50.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
same.
nice.
Usually they jump it up just a shade when they go up to Toro.
Yeah, you get 52 in a lot, but it's still stayed at the 50. Just which, if you know in process, that could help them clean it up because they're not having to change much on the bundling. They're just, length differences. So
And I think Cigars International said this was a full body, right?
it is. It is.
Yeah.
Which I don't 100% agree with. We'll see if the last bit gets because the flavor's there, but they've got it as a full body profile on the strength, and it's definitely more than a medium, but I don't know if I would quite put it at a full. I think I'd probably put it at maybe a medium plus type range. I think.
Yeah, like a scotch lower than full.
Right, like the
Well,
4 out
the
of 5
ranking
maybe.
they put up there is only strength, though, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
The profile, and sometimes we slip up and throw them together, but your strength
That's where I was
is
just going to go.
rated separately than the flavor.
Well, and their body is different, too. Your body, when you talk about body, that's smoke texture.
Correct.
That's elasticity, how much smoke you're getting.
Yep.
Flavor is the other thing, and then strength is a whole different thing, right?
Yep. Agreed.
So I always like to ask you guys, what are you guys pairing it with?
Well, I kind of gave mine away, so I'll repeat first before is pulling up the Deanston oak that we got from the show, which is pulling those oak notes that you referenced helped me specify that, so that's working well.
San Pellegrino Lemonada.
I'm just paired it with
You're such an idiot. We talked about
Oh
the
my
show
God.
with milk.
Hold on. We're showcasing Santa Claus here. This is ridiculous because I can't.
I thought you guys would like that.
Oh my! I
Those
should have.
cookies look fantastic, though.
They do.
They're from the Polar Express that we went
Can
to
I
last
can
night.
I get one,
Here,
please?
here you go. Here you go.
I can't
Here you
eat
go.
one through the screen.
Take it from me.
That's a shame.
You got our address, buddy.
Yep, sure do.
Again should have seen this coming.
Mm-hmm. Well, he said he's like, oh yeah, I got something to bring on. And I was like, oh, I was a little let down because all he brought on was himself. And I was like, huh, that was kind
Right.
of boring.
Well,
I didn't know
I
he
was
was saving it.
I that's even better because when he asked that, my initial thing was like, oh, there's gonna be some eggnog or something like that. But no, that's even better. That is so much better. Santa's
But
milk cookies.
all jokes aside, I'm not, a good Santa. I'm more like the bad Santa, like Billy
Bad
Bob
Santa.
Thornton. This
Right.
is Blanton's.
Oh, there it goes.
That's a tall pour there. It's like,
Oh yeah.
he's got that thing filled up.
I lost it.
Did you? So I reached over and not even thinking because I was like, I don't want to wear this. I just tipped it off and I was like, oh crap. I was trying to see how long that would go. And that was about a minute ago.
Well, luckily, it literally fell right on my phone, so my keyboard's protected. Just gonna clean my phone off. But still holding together in my hand.
Yeah.
I mean, just solid. That's solid construction points.
When I
That,
broke mine off, I had to break it off. Like,
That milk and
Oh,
cookies
yeah.
is going to be a great thumbnail.
Oh, facts.
you should eat. You should eat
it-
one of those part of that cookie right now, and then because that chocolate will probably do some things to your cigar too.
Yeah, that may just be the thumbnail for the show.
That's a thick cookie too.
It is. It looks good.
That is the cookie. Is that homemade or did you get them from somewhere?
No, I wasn't joking. We literally went to the Polar Express last night, and we got.
Oh,
them
you
on-
weren't
we
kidding.
got them on-
Okay.
Yeah, there's a Polar Express train in Grapevine that we take the kids to
Mhm.
every year, and they
Mhm.
hand out cookies and frosted milk or whatever, which is basically just chocolate milk.
Right.
Yeah, we have one like that around us. So you guys, and it takes you like up to Santa's. Takes you up to the North Pole. You get off and get out and do the little thing, and then you ride it back. Is that how yours works too?
No, we live in Texas. It don't happen like that.
Oh.
They just go down a little bit, like a mile or so. They sing songs, and the Santa takes pictures with all the kids, and then they go back.
But
And
the
it's
one
like a
here is
revi-
genius because they trap you. Like you buy these tickets, you get on the train, it drives you down to this little Santa town. They dump you out. You can't go anywhere but this little Santa town, and then you spend a bunch of money, and then walk around, see Santa, do all these things, go to these shops, and then they put you back on the train and drive you back. But you're held captive essentially for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. Grapevine has a small little Main Street area, and it's got
Mhm.
the whole Main Street area is like locked down. They have lights everywhere. They have ornaments. They have places where you can take pictures. They have food vendors, a carousel, the works. Matter of fact, there's an ice rink in front of Harvest Hall, what they call it, with a real, giant Christmas tree that get up north.
So what? Are either one of y'all super familiar with Avo, other than the fact that they're in the Davidoff family?
That's all I know about them. Like I said, I've only smoked about maybe two Avos, and this might be my third one.
This is my second one. The first time I ever got one, my buddy went to a business event, and he knew I smoked cigars. He's like, "Hey man, they had a cigar, and I got you one," thinking it was going to be like a factory smoke or something like that. But
Right.
the first one was a Avo, and I think it was the Orange Band. Not sure which one that is.
That is one of the Synchros. It might be the Synchro Nicaragua.
That's what I was going to say, the Nicaragua one, but that's
believe.
so and it was fantastic. But I hadn't picked up one since, and then got
So
this
I-
nice Heritage, which is really good.
I used to. The first Avo that I ever had was their classic, and now that I know more better that they are in line with Davidoff, it makes sense because my palate, the one Davidoff that I'm not a fan of, is their classic signature, which is the most popular, but I just like the deeper stuff. So it kind of lines out. I didn't realize how good they were until my brick and mortar, well, y'all know the one that I drive to that I consider my home lounge, the Tobacco Junction over in Longview. When they expanded their lounge at the end of 23, I think that's right. Their lounge doubled in size, and theirs was sponsored by Avo. You know, you see a lot of Monte Cristo lounges all over the place. But their lounge is the Avo lounge. I was like, okay, I don't think they're gonna put a budget line as a sponsored lounge name. So I actually went to the event, learned about it, got to talk to the rep, the Davidoff rep that was there for the event, and he schooled the hell out of me on Avo. And they got a bunch of different lines, and I have not smoked them all. The synchros are great, but they seem to be, and even the classic, even though it wasn't my cup of tea in flavor, it's still a solid stick. So as I'm working my way through them, and I still got more to smoke, they all seem to be good quality, good flavor, good construction, all that stuff. So, but I'll stop myself before I don't continue. Here's a good. This was planned, and here's a good time to do it. So, surprise giveaway. There's nothing on the Facebook page about this. So, us in this video, including Justin. Justin is not allowed. Justin is not getting in this competition. Justin can't do nothing. So, if y'all are watching this, Justin can not win. Just getting that out there. But the only other person that is exempt is going to be from our family group, Martin, because he helped me set this up. So, got a 3-part giveaway. First is, let me pull myself up a little bit bigger so y'all can see what we're doing. So, 3-part. One is this Avo 2 cigar sleeve. This travel sleeve slides up.
That's nice.
Got that coming.
Is that leather on the outside?
It is. It's leather.
Yeah, that's nice.
Black leather, but it's got the Avo, logo
nice little
on it.
Stitching on the side.
Well, very good quality. Got 2 Avo Toros. One is on the red band is the Synchro Caribe, and then the other side is that Avo Classic. I said, even though it's not my favorite, it is still a good cigar. So, and then I tossed in from the Tobacco Junction is a single Avo ashtray.
Oh, that's nice. I'm a little jealous.
So I like those little single stick ashtrays. They're cool.
It is good. I've been debating on using it, and I'm just not. So we're gonna give this away with it. What I want y'all to do, like I said, you have to be watching this video. So those who don't watch this video aren't even gonna know this exists. 2 fun notes. We've talked about Avo coming from the Davidoff family. Down in the show notes, you'll find our email address. This has to be sent to the email because I need the timestamps. The first person that emails me these 2 things, tell me who, full name, who the Avo brand is named after, and a curveball, what were they originally called? Because the original brand of this cigar was not Avo. Tell me those 2 things. Whoever sends me that email first is going to get these. Martin and Justin are excluded for the obvious reasons. Me and Chad are also as well. So whoever can give me that information is going to win this giveaway, and then I will post that in the group as well. But Avo was put in touch at a young age with Henrik Kellner, who doesn't take much Googling to know, big in the cigar industry on the worldwide level. It has a lot to do with Cuban cigars and how things are what they are now as far as the construction and build and all that stuff. But they, Dominican company mostly, but I believe that they were first introduced in, I want to say San Juan, but either way, had a different cigar name. So we're not going to say it. Y'all go find it and let me know. But it's got some good trivia notes because this is a brand that, as in the world of cigars, somewhat a younger company. It's not like a 5-year company, but it's younger when you start talking about legacy cigar brands, and to have something that is linked up with the quality and construction of the Davidoff world, tells you something about their tradition and their willingness to have good quality control, which we referenced it on this show. Davidoff has that hour and a half long documentary of their process to great detail show you their production and quality control. So
Yeah, I like that video.
Avo is right there in line with all of those notes and procedures.
Yeah, I've smoked a lot of Davidoff, but not too many of these Avo.
Not as much as Fuente.
Yeah, not even close. Not even close. This is where I'm at right now, and I just started getting some sweet bread. Like, I don't know if you're getting anything sweet at all, Pat, because we're about probably the same spot, or am I
it's
smoking
there, but it is very subtle to me. Like I'm still getting the spices, like the baking type spices. I'm getting those. I'm getting a very touch of sweetness. I'm not going to come out and say that it's like a sweet bread, but I'm getting that note just a little bit.
I get the sweet bread, Chad. I want to say like I always mess up this word, like brioche bread.
Yeah, brioche.
Yeah, it's not like super sweet, but it's just like that bread is just got a little sweet to it. Almost like the Texas Roadhouse roll.
Oh,
like
my
that,
favorite.
How that with no butter, just
we're talking my language now. I'm
just
Texas
the roll.
Well, we're both Texas
has a
boys,
little
but...
sweetness, or a Hawaiian roll.
All bread, no butter.
Yeah, something like that. Hawaiian roll. That's what I'm getting, just a little bit sweet like that.
It's good. I said if I've had this specific one, I've had several of the Avos. I'm still working my way through, but if I've had this one, I don't remember it. And if that's the case, shame on me, because I like this one a lot, actually.
Yeah, I had the same experience with the classic, because I think that's the other one that I had just recently. I smoked one probably a month or two ago, and it's the first one I had in a long time. And like you said, I like the cigar performed. It was good. It just wasn't my thing.
The winner's getting one of
my profile.
It kind of reminds me of that Perdomo Texas edition without the pecan pie.
That's a good one. Yeah, I'll have to. Chad doesn't know about those yet, so I'll have to. We'll have to send him some of those. Let him try, because that's a Texas thing. So I even have to go over to Texas to get them. And we're gonna. Me and Justin have already planned. We're gonna bring that one on the show too, and introduce that to the world, because you can't get them unless you are in Texas. Like, they do not sell them online.
It's exclusive,
It is an exclusive regional, and not even all of the retailers in Texas have them. They're specific. Like CI doesn't have them because they're not a Texas retailer. So even though they have locations in Texas, so you got to go elsewhere to get them. It is a strict regional from Perdomo. But
because they're too big, they're actually an international company.
Really, exactly. Right? Yeah, so they restrict. At least that's my understanding of why they don't let CI have them, is because even though they got the stores in Texas, it's not a Texas company. So
they want them at true B&Ms in Texas, then, probably.
Exactly. Shit, the first time I ever found out about it was at a vape shop, but it's one of the few vape shops that actually has a legit humidor back there. That's how I found out it the first time, and I thought it was just I really thought it was going to be a junk cigar or a rebanded cigar until I liked it and I started doing some research. So we're going to bring that one on the show, so you'll see it, and then one of us, probably me, I'll grab some and send them to you and let you try them, because you can't order them online as far as I'm aware. I haven't seen them, so I've had to get them every time. Like, I go to Texas, I'll grab a couple. So, but that's a good point. Not the sidebar too far, but that's a good point, because it's got that subtle sweetness that kind of that blends in those flavors together. But I don't have anything bad to say about this one, which I would hope that I'm not going to say anything bad about a brand of this quality, but
I'll
No, this
say
is a
it if
good
it's
cigar.
true.
Right?
No, this is great, actually. I did get a little bit more of that little chalky for a minute because it kind of started at the beginning and then it went away, and then about halfway I could taste it again, but then it went back away and it went transitioned right into that sweet bread. So
I
it's
had
Yeah,
the same
the
thing
scar.
happen.
It's got. Did you? Okay. Just didn't know if it
I've
was
had
just
it kind of
mine
flow
or.
a little bit as well, so that seems consistent for us. I'm down, man. Another good review here.
Well, the thing that you and I talked about at the beginning of this cigar was astounding is that I wasn't even trying to taste it. I was just trying to feel the smoke on my mouth. Like it was, I couldn't get over how strange, nicely strange it was. Like it was just weird, but it was good weird.
Right. I
I
don't
don't know how they do it, but it's something cool.
I don't either, and I know we're locked in on the chalky word, but it seems to be the I guess neither one of us have come up with a better adjective because that's exactly what it feels like. But it's not that gritty musty. I don't know of a better word. I'm still trying to come up with it, and I'm not. And that just seems to be where my mind's falling. But it's not that gritty, musty, dirty type of feel that you get with a cigar that's a little too earthy.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have that. It just has the texture of it, but you're still getting all the flavors coming through. It's very very unique in that sense that this is not something that we come across almost ever. And usually, if you do, it's not always in a positive light. This one, it is.
It sounds weird, but it kind of reminds me of a campfire, like the smoke you smell from a campfire, that chalky smokiness from it. That's what
Yeah,
I get. That's what I get from it. It's campfire.
I can vibe with that feeling as well.
It's definitely making a lot of smoke too. Like
It is.
Man, I am
I'm
not a good
saying,
example for Santa Claus smoking and
you
drinking.
look just like Billy Bob Thornton.
Southern Santa.
You can call
It's
me. You call me Nicotine Kringle.
So
Saint Nick in his purest of forms.
Saint Nicotine. And what other avos have you smoked, Pat?
So I've had on the Synchro line. I've had the South America Ritmo, fantastic. I've
What color
had
is that one? Is
oh,
that
you know what?
the
Hold on,
blue and
I'm not
yellowy
even gonna
one?
lie to you. Let
That's
me.
what I was just about to ask. Which one is that blue one? Because that band looks great. It's pretty neat to try it.
Blue and
Let me pull
yellowy.
this up and tell you because I don't want to get these colors wrong. Let's see if I can pull this picture up real quick. Um, some I know the Avos as I'm pulling this up. I know the where are you? So I forgot I had that one. The blue band is they have a seasons line as well. The blue band that y'all probably saw me post was the seasons winter LE from 23. That's the only blue band that's coming to my mind right now. The Okay, so there's two orange ones you may have had, Justin. It may be the Nicaragua or there's Avo XO,
It was
which
the lighter wrapper.
that might be the Avo XO Intermezzo, which
Okay.
is also orange band, but it's lighter. It's one of those two. But the blue band is kind of like a ocean coralish blue. Is the winter limited edition? Had that one. I haven't had any of the other seasons. They had one that was summer and fall. The Synchro Nicaragua is good. There's a Nicaragua Fagata that's also good that I've had. Let's see. There's another one that I can't find off the top of my head. Well, this one I know I've had that's also in this giveaway is the Caribe. It's a Synchro Caribe. It's good as well. But there's still several others that I haven't. There's an Expressions LE. There is several in the XO line. There's a it's just the XO plain, XO Intermezzo. There is feel like I'm forgetting one. I know there's a classic Maduro. That might have been the first Avo I had was the classic Maduro. It's pretty good. But I feel like I'm trying to search here because I feel like I'm forgetting one. Let's see here.
Well, while
How
you're
much
looking that
cigar
up,
you got left there, Justin?
let's see.
Oh, okay. You're going right along.
Yeah. While Pat's looking that up, Chad, how's that ice tent working out?
It's working out great.
I
It's
see
way
that
better
smoke
than
is
being on
just
the front
going
porch.
right out the tent, so you got good ventilation. I can see.
Yeah, I've got one. I have to keep one door. It's got two doors on it that are the same size, one on each corner, and I keep one of them cracked, like with a slit about that big, and then I have a fan running in the other one where I've got it kind of. I made these little cardboard things and wrapped them in duct tape so I can wrap them right around the fan, so only the fan is in the opening.
Right.
So I'm not letting excess air in.
And
'cause
do
it's
you
cold.
have a heater? Do you have a heater in there?
Oh yeah, yep. Got
Yeah.
a little electric heater.
So is it
So
holding heat? Is it like 50, 60
It doesn't
degrees?
hold heat really because of the way I'm drafting the air through.
Right.
But it's
But
probably
you're not cold.
No, because it sits right next to me too. But
Okay.
I was telling Pat earlier I got to make choices because I've only got I got 3 outlets on my electrical cord, and I've got a heater, a fan, and if I have to charge my iPad, which I was doing earlier, then I have to unhook my heater, my fan, and my ring light. So I got 4 things to run and only 3 outlets. So I make choices. But yeah, it's warm enough. And then like if I'm not on camera or whatever, I'll close the door a little bit more, keep a little more heat in.
There you go.
So apparently I was slightly mistaken. I wasn't missing one because there's 6 lines in Avo. You got the classics, the which the Maduro falls under. You have the Heritage, the LEs, which was the 4 seasons. Each one's a different blend. Syncro, which you have the Nicaragua, the Caribe, the South American Ritmo, and then there's the Syncro Fogata, and then the XO. So what I was thinking is that I've had a different line. The XO has their sizes named instead of just sizes. So you got the XO Legato, Maestoso, Noturno, Preludio, and that's just them naming the sizes. So
It's all
still
one blend.
yeah. So that's where my brain was going, but it's just the XO.
That
So
bread note keeps on getting sweeter towards the end.
Yep.
maybe I'm just not pulling it out. I'm getting the sweet, but I'm just not pulling the bread. So maybe my palate's just not picking it up today. I will be impressed because with it being a Robusto for show purposes, I figured would be ending already, and I'm still got the third to go. It's a very slow.
I
Yeah,
can't stop pulling on it because it's good. So
I
don't have
just
much
took
left.
my band off, so I'm pretty much about where Justin's at. Chad's just the hair.
I
Which
moved
says
my
something,
band up. I should have
we
taken
know
it off.
Justin pulls a little. We've talked about it. He's got a firmer draw, so he tends to smoke a tad quicker. But I mean, for Robusto, it is burning very slow. Like I can't say it's 100% perfect burn, but it is really, really close to a perfect burn. It is like if you're going on star level, it's like 4.5 out of 5 stars on that burn.
Yeah, I haven't touched it up. Like right now, I've got a little teeny. If you can see this, see how it's climbing up the back there.
Oh, yep.
But that happened earlier, and it just corrected, and you can see it's already burning through, but it
Yeah,
hasn't
it's going through
affected the draw or flavor at all. And I agree, 4.5.
Well, definitely a good Christmas smoke because this would go well with. I would imagine Justin's
Eggnog.
jokes pulled to the truth. I would imagine pulling some milk or cookies or an eggnog or something of that nature would probably work very well with that chalky feel.
Mm-hmm.
Or an apple cider or something like that. I think would probably work.
Yeah, an apple cider would be good.
I could see that working pretty well.
You just reminded me of something I'm gonna do this week. I still got a couple of the old holiday 23s. I'm
Ooh,
gonna get some eggnog and break those out and smoke them.
I got one left, and you gifted it to me or traded it to me.
They're so
I took,
good.
I'm waiting till Christmas morning to spark that bad boy up.
Drink some eggnog with it too.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Justin hooked me up. We did a trade when we went to that ADV event just a week or two ago, and he slipped me in a holiday 24 in our trade, so I'm not upset about that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pat got a good deal. He got the Green Torpedo, Mi Querida,
Ooh.
the Holiday 24, and I gave him a Golden Child.
Oh goodness.
So
Yeah,
he got a good set.
That's a fire bundle.
yeah, he hooked me up on that trade, so I
What
gave
did you
him.
get?
So let's you know what? I'm gonna pull up our list because
Yeah,
I
I can't remember all the stuff that you gave me. You gave me quite a bit.
let's see. Oh, I just closed my.
I know
No,
you gave me well, what was it?
let's see. This is why I do stuff in lists because I do too much crap. All right, so we've got. No, come over here. Work with me, computer. Thank you. So he sent me the Don Derma Golden Child, the Stillwell Holiday 24, another Warfighter Night Shift, which he knows I've had. That's just a great cigar.
He's a night shift guy. I got to.
I'm a night shift
That's
guy.
right.
The green number 2 Dumbarton, and then Jamie Garcia's successor.
Yeah, that was the other one.
I gave him back the Alec Bradley Max Black, which
Box
is a
press.
box press. Man, that's a great cigar. Aliados Original Blend, Sereno's Expat, 601 Black Label, a Christoph Guardrail, which is like I guess one of the Gordo Toros. It's like 6.5 by. It may be 6.5 by 60. It's a big one. And then La Polina's Illumination.
Oh, right on. I
I'm
had you brought up Christoph. I had my first Christoph, I think, the other day. Swoop sent me one in a trade, and it was a Maduro, and it was almost a Lancero. It was really good.
I haven't
was
had any
impressive.
Christoph, so I'm looking forward to the one that Pat gave me.
Christophs are
I
good.
enjoyed
Their Sumatra is one of my favorite Sumatras. The Christoph Sumatra. They're good stuff. The guardrail is cool. It's got it's kind of got like a motorcycle rider themed band, but it's a good bold one. So, and if it's a bigger cigar, but it does tend to smoke a little bit slow. So that's one you'll make sure you got time for.
2-hour job, is it?
It can be.
I haven't touched any from the last trade we did at the Cigar Fest. I still got the Lobotomy and all the other ones.
Oh, that's a good one too.
The King. What was the King? Can't remember. King something.
I gave you
It's got the gold and a skull on it, I think. I don't know. The band looked fantastic, but I'm still letting those rest a little bit longer.
AJ Fernandez Shadow King.
That's it, yeah. So that band looked good, but I've got that aging for a little bit longer, even though I know Pat's cigars are already aged, but I'm letting it acclimate a little bit more before. Plus, the Gordos, I gotta have time, I gotta be in the mood,
Right.
Right. You can't do that before work because
No, I don't have enough time.
I do.
You have to go in 2 hours early.
Yeah.
The Shadow King, I just like it in the Gordo, even without just the size. I think it's flavorful, but it's smooth in the Gordo.
True. I've
So
still got.
Justin,
Yeah, go ahead. I was just gonna say I've still got smokes from me and Eldon's trade, and he gave me a 601 steel and a few other ones, and I only have a short amount of time, so when I wake up in the morning, I just pick whatever I want, and eventually I'll switch it over to the wood humidor, because the wood humidor I have is what I'm gonna smoke, and then the Pelican cases that are
storage.
3 or 4, yeah, they're just in the closets that I haven't reached down yet.
Right.
And I haven't. Go
I
ahead.
think the only thing I've got left from my trade with Eldon is the CFW cigar, because they have one that's blended for them to sell as their direct donation for sale. I think that's the only one I've got left from my trade with him.
The 2024 holiday. Have you already smoked that, Justin, out of your new box?
Yeah, I've smoked quite a few.
And how is it? Have you had the 23 as well?
Yeah, I've had the 23. I think from one of our old trades. And then you gave me a one recently, and I smoked that one, and it was really good. Like you said, eggnog, sugar cookies, all that.
It's supposed to be the same. So are you finding it? Because I haven't tried my 24s yet.
So the 24s are newer. They don't have enough, not enough. They don't have as much age.
That's
so
what I
they're a
was
little bit
wondering,
more
yeah.
spicy in the beginning. But
Okay.
then it tapers off and you still get that, Christmas-esque flavor notes. It's a really
Right,
good
okay.
cigar. I love the holidays.
I'm looking forward to
Too.
smoking the 24 you gave me because I didn't get a box this year because the problems we have with all the drops. So I'm
Crazy
anxious
drops.
to smoke that one and see if I also agree with it being, tasting the same as the 23s.
Yeah, like I said,
22s are so good.
when
I
you
like
first
those too.
spark up the 24, it'll be peppery. You'll be like, whoa. But then it'll taper off and then it'll become sweeter.
I'm debating whether to just leave my box closed for 6 or 8 more months, and
Let it sit
because
for
I
a
still
little
have
while.
23s, I have 5 of them, I think. So I was gonna
I,
smoke
I have
through
a,
those
I have a
first.
question for you, Chad. Do you crack your boxes open in your humidor or do you leave them closed?
Well, it depends if I've opened them. Like some of my, I leave boxes sealed sometimes for
Oh, do you?
6, 8 months. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I
I
mean,
didn't
if
know
you
if
think
that
about it,
affected
that's
the
how.
humidity.
Well, if you think about how large chains store them. Same
Mhm.
thing. They have boxes
Yeah.
for years,
That's true.
and they're still in the plastic. So, um, I don't. I've never had a problem pulling one out 2 years later, pulling the
Mm.
plastic off it. The cigars are always perfect. So,
If I've got a
I
seal,
always crack mine and leave the latch like kind of stuck on the box so it has a little crack just because I use Pelican
yep,
cases.
that's
yeah,
a
So
good way
just,
to do it. And then the other thing I'll do is, if I don't do that, which I do sometimes, um, if I do open a box, I'll throw a Bovita in it and then close it.
same.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll keep my sealed ones in a Tupperware that if they're just sealed, they're in there. But once I crack it, then I'll put, even if it's just like an 8 gram Bovita in there, I'll put a small
Yep.
one in there. Yeah.
And you get in there every once in a while. And I go through and just every once in a while, I'll go through all the boxes that I got in my humidor and just check them to make sure the Bovitas aren't hard and replace
Same.
them or whatever if I need to. It's
The
kind
reason
of
why
like
I was
cigar
asking that
maintenance.
is because Santa came early and I came home and that new ADV release was at my doorstep. So I
Was
got the
it?
barber pole, the King's Return barber pole. So I
Yeah.
cracked it open and I lifted up the latch a little bit and I put it in the humidor. So, but
Yeah,
it's
that's a
cool
good
because
way to
those,
do it. I mean, you
yeah.
can't. That's not. There's not nothing wrong with that for sure.
And I got it through BL Luxuries and it came with an extra Explorer, like a Corona. So they gave me the box. They gave me a bag that has like a foil lining, like a cooler bag. And then they gave me a Explorer in a single Ziploc bag with a BL poker chip. So they kind
Oh,
of
you got
gave
a
me
little
two.
chip with it too.
Yeah, so they gave me 2 little additional, Christmas gifts.
And Chad,
Right on.
y'all mentioned this to us in the HERF, but if I'm not mistaken, and I'm pulling it up right now, the barber pole was BL Luxuries exclusive, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
Only 100 boxes were made.
That's what we were talking about. So we were curious of whether it's going to be
Ooh,
like a lot of drops where they say that and then they're so popular that they come back out with more. But at the initial release, they said 100 boxes only.
and as of this recording, there's still some there, so I've got to wait a little bit before I get it. So I told Chad, I'm hoping that they don't sell out because I want to be a little selfish, but I can't
It's
get it
kind of
yet.
the same thing with the exclusive they dropped at Secreto. There's 900 cigars, so that's only 90 bundles, right?
Right.
So
But
90 bundles of that new Robusto box pressed King's Gold.
that
Speaking
freaking
of store
boy.
store exclusives, when me and Pat were at CI, there was a CI exclusive ADV Explorer in the Belicosto or Torpedo, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I got some of those. Didn't you see that?
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Did you see the post I put on ADV of all my
Oh yeah, I
select
saw
hunts?
that. You did
So
grab
one of
grab
those
some.
in there was one of those, and I got them from CI. After we talked about
Yep.
the box press, I went back to CI. I got 5 of the box press and 5 of the torpedoes.
Yeah,
There
I
you
did
go.
see
Yeah.
that.
So I
There's like 2
snagged
or
one
3
of the
places you can get that
torpedoes.
torpedo. Yep.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
snagged
CI's
one
one
from
of
them.
Yep. I haven't
And then, of
smoked
course,
one yet, but
I got gifted, and Pat, what's the name of it? Starts with a B. I always say it wrong. The red one.
Hmm?
Barbaroas and
Oh,
Barbaroa,
Barbaroas.
Yeah. So
He can-
I said Barbosa last time. I'm thinking pirates.
After he
Yeah.
said it the first couple of times he did it, Henderson was like, and then he was just like, whatever.
But yeah, he gifted me that at the end of the night. He was such a cool dude.
He was.
Mm.
Well, I'll tell you guys, this is we're over time, and that's perfectly cool because I don't really care much, but we've been smoking for over an hour, and this cigar that I thought was not going to last the show. I mean, we're
Yeah.
still going. It is such a for especially for me and Chad hitting Robustos. We're still smoking, and we're over an hour. So that's a sign because some will just blow through, and it's burning so smooth and even and consistent.
Yep.
It's an
That's great.
incredible smoke from every avenue that you can rate this cigar. Oh, party foul! I'm trying to show you this, and I'm dropping it.
I did the same thing, but luckily it dropped on the floor and not on my suit.
That's good. Well, guys, I hope the two of you and everybody watching that this presents to y'all a fantastic Christmas week and Christmas season for the end of 2024. The next time y'all see us on this show, it's going to be for New Year's, and a pretty exciting show that's going to come on that one. So come back and watch for that one. The next time you see us will be 2025, the day that we all start screwing up our dates on paperwork for a few weeks.
Yeah.
But,
Writing old checks and.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm glad St. Nick came and hung out with us with some milk and cookies for this show. So
Cigar season's greetings.
another good
Saint
bit
nicotine.
of St. Nicotine. Another good bit of laughter for starting this one, as we've come to expect from Justin when he gets to jump on. So we'll have a Merry Christmas, gentlemen.
You
And,
too.
You too, buddy.
Hope you all have a safe rest of the end of the year and a good fresh start to the first. So everybody out there in Hollow Down world, stay safe and hollow down.
Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
That's going to have to make the end. You know that, right?
Oh, it's going to be the end. Don't worry. I didn't.
Yeah, that has to be the last thing that happens right there.
Let's do this thing.
That man is just pimp. Is that Mardi Gras or something? Mardi Gras hat?
It actually is a Mardi Gras hat. I have several. My other one is like straight purple that lights up, but this was the only one I had that had some like green stuff in it. So, but it is
Right.
technically Mardi Gras. But who cares? It's sparkly and has green shit.
That's right.